So picture this. You're in the Supreme Court expecting legal jargon and stern faces, and bam, it turns into the most intense courtroom reality show of the decade. Last night, things went off the rails when Chief Justice John Rules Are Rules Roberts slapped Reverend JasmineCrockett with a spicy $200,000 contempt fine. And Crockett, she clapped back so hard the gallery went silent. What was supposed to be a dry debate over a pretend ethics scenario turned into a verbal fencing match between the old guard and the new firebrand. Crockett, who basically walked in with, "I'm not here to play nice" energy, immediately ruffled the chief's very judicial feathers. Roberts, clearly not in the mood, started things off like, "This isn't a campaign rally." Crockett, "It's not. It's a wake-up call." Boom. And that's when the room hit peak drama. He fined her. Big. The kind of fine that makes your accountant cry. But Crockett didn't blink. "I'm not reckless. I'm relentless." And yes, someone in the back gasped loud enough to make history. Then came the line that turned this from courtroom moment to cultural moment. "You can't put a price on truth, Chief." He sat down. The gavel didn't fall. It just paused, like the man holding it didn't know what justice sounded like anymore. And then Roberts delivered the blow. "You claim to stand for the people? You're here to stir the storm, Miss Crockett, and I will expose it." His words cut like winter steel. The courtroom stirred. Whispers became shouts. Gasps carried like sparks. Crockett stood, jaw set, her will sharpening. The Chief Justice's command was under fire. The room braced as this battle of fire and steel was only getting started. In a court built for solemn rulings, last night's proceedings exploded into full drama. Chief Justice Roberts, towering and rigid, repeated his $200,000 sanction against Representative JasmineCrockett. Her fierce energy clashed against his cold decree, the sparks igniting into a digital inferno now sweeping the online world. Witnesses say it was Crockett's declaration, "I'm here for the people," that lit the fuse. Her refusal to bow fed the fire. Roberts, unbending, leveled his stare. "This isn't passion, Ms. Crockett. It's disorder. This court will not bend to your chaos." His tone cracked through the tension, reasserting the penalty tied to her conduct in a symbolic legal scenario. The courtroom responded in waves, gasps, whispers, a growing pulse of energy. Crockett's eyes burned with determination. "Contempt? I'm standing for truth, Chief Justice. This is who I am." Her voice rang out, undeterred. Heads nodded, emotions rippled. The room felt alive, every second heavier than the last. Roberts bore down. "Justice, that's a scholar's work, not a politician's illusion," he fired. But Crockett didn't flinch. "I carry the weight of those unheard. I'm here. I'm ready." Her voice soared, bold and resolute. The gallery stirred, claps, tension, guards stiffening as the energy spiraled upward. The chief's stare hardened like stone. This was no longer a hearing. It was a reckoning. "Out of line, Crockett," Roberts snapped. "This court doesn't bend." His voice iced through the chamber, but Crockett didn't flinch. She burned. The fine wasn't the spark. Her purpose was. She leaned in. "Order? I fight for the ones you overlook, Chief. I came to rattle this room." Her words dropped like hammers, measured, fire-forged. Roberts swung back. "You're no counsel. You're a headline, loud and reckless. Pay up." His gavel gleamed like a threat. The crowd splintered, some muttering, some filming. "She's got heart," one voice whispered. A clip hit the web. Crockett, standing unshaken, likes climbed. The heat of the moment only rising. Roberts's grip slipping. The air cracked with tension. Crockett's hands curled into fists. "I'll pay," she said. "In truth, you'll hear every word." Her voice shook, equal parts pain and pride. Roberts fired back. "Truth? You're acting, not advocating." But even he sounded rattled. The gallery stood. Officers motioned for calm, but Crockett kept coming. Acting? She echoed. Number I speak for them, and now you're listening. The tension surged. Insiders whispered, she's building to something, and they were right. Roberts's judgment was cracking. A court built on decorum now brimming with defiance, and then it tipped. Crockett's words, I am their voice, and now you're learning. The court fell silent. Roberts, shaken. What started as a ruling had become something else entirely, a moment that would burn through headlines and history alike. Roberts thundered again, his judgment unshaken. Passion unchecked is peril, Miss Crockett. This ruling stands for justice. His voice, cold and final, echoed through marble and doubt. The gallery stirred, gasps, mutters, and disbelief. Crockett's eyes shimmered, not with fear, but fire. I am not reckless, she said, voice fierce. I carry the weight of my people. Their pain lives in me. Her words cut through the tension like lightning through fog. The chamber trembled. Applause clashed with hushes as officers gripped their radios. But the chief leaned in, relentless. Real? Number, you're chaos in robes. You think I'm chaos? She shot back, rising taller. I am their pulse, their storm. I am the tide turning. Her voice cracked, but from strength, not sorrow. The crowd broke, some cheering her on, others frozen, phones raised. A headline read, Crockett's courage goes viral. The chief's jaw clenched. You seek to overturn order? He fired, his voice faltering. Then know this, I will restore balance. But his words couldn't calm the blaze. She's too strong, someone whispered. He's still the chief, another warned. Yet all knew this battle wasn't just noise. It was heart. And Crockett, unshaken, took the floor. I fight for justice, real justice, and you will hear me. Her tone, grit and grace. The chief struck again. Truth? You peddle politics. But even his voice cracked under the weight. The gallery roared, phones flashed, clips soared across the net. She stepped closer. My words come from the heart, she said, so listen close. The courtroom quaked. Officers scrambled to contain the rising wave. She's too powerful, one whispered. But Crockett kept going. Your judgment is cold, but my cause is alive. Her hands rose in an instinctual gesture, her voice breaking with emotion as she began to speak. The tension in the courtroom was palpable, and Chief Justice Roberts wasted no time interjecting. You're overreaching, Miss Crockett. His voice edged with finality. But the room wasn't finished yet. Around them, spectators reacted in real time. Papers thrown in the air, others quickly pulling out their phones to document the unfolding drama. I'm done? Crockett's reply was firm, defiant. I'm just beginning, Chief Justice. Her words were sharp, but her posture was a shield of resolve. Sources from inside the courtroom later confirmed it. Crockett was beginning to break through Roberts's stoic exterior. As the night progressed, the emotional stakes grew higher. Crockett, known for her fierce stance on injustice, was turning a high-stakes confrontation into a public reckoning. When she responded to Roberts's decision to impose a hefty fine, she did so not with logic or policy, but with a deeply personal, impassioned appeal. Her words hit home, stirring the gallery into a frenzy of emotional reactions. What started as a legal dispute had transformed into a moment of undeniable human connection. Chief Justice Roberts's demeanor shifted. He too seemed to falter. His eyes were damp with emotion as he tried to maintain control, but it was too late. The story had already shifted from legal discourse to something far more profound. The internet exploded with reactions, with Crockett's words echoing far beyond the courtroom walls. I've fought for families broken by injustice. Crockett's voice cracked, revealing the full weight of her words. Their tears are more significant than your gavel ever will be. The gallery felt it. Her vulnerability, her strength. And in that moment, the courtroom transformed into a place where real change was not just possible, but tangible. Roberts, shaken, struggled to respond. Families? You're not their savior, Ms. Crockett, he stuttered, trying to regain control. His retort felt hollow, the crowd's reaction spilling into murmurs and cheers. For a brief moment, Roberts seemed lost. His power fractured, the weight of the moment too heavy to carry. Disruptive, Roberts roared, his voice trembling with a mixture of frustration and desperation. This court demands order. His words were a personal attack, aimed to stop the rising tide of Crockett's power, but Crockett was ready. Order? She replied, her voice cutting through the tension. I carry their pain. Her voice trembled with emotion, her eyes filled with unshed tears. You can't find my heart, Chief Justice. The gallery roared in response. Jasmine, Jasmine, some whispered. She's got him. Phones raised, capturing every raw moment as the world watched. Social media exploded, with one post reading, Crockett breaks Roberts, trending fast. Roberts' voice faltered, his authority unraveling as he tried to regain control. Heart! You're overstepping, Ms. Crockett. You're done, he muttered, but the crowd wasn't done. The tension escalated. She's winning. Standing strong, Crockett raised her voice, a beacon of defiance. My people's suffering fuels me. Chief Justice, hear their voices. As she recounted the hardships of those she represented, her words rang out like a manifesto, piercing the room. Roberts, his resolve crumbling, could only whisper, You're defiant, Ms. Crockett. The gallery surged, some standing, filming, others sobbing. Her plea hit the internet, going viral in real time. I'm their truth, Chief Justice. Feel it, she continued, unwavering, her presence a force that could not be ignored. The courtroom, once still, was now alive with the force of her conviction. Roberts gripped the bench, a man undone by the weight of her words. You're a force, Ms. Crockett, Roberts admitted, his voice cracking with emotion. But this court stands. Her final words rang out like a declaration. Force. I'm their hope, Chief Justice. My fight's bigger than your fine. The gallery erupted, some rushing the barriers, others chanting, Jasmine's truth. As Roberts dabbed his eyes, his voice faltered. Your point's made, he whispered, his words almost lost in the charged silence. The conflict between Crockett and Roberts had reached a boiling point, with insiders whispering in awe, she broke him. In that moment, Representative Jasmine Crockett, known for her fiery advocacy, had clinched a stunning emotional victory. I'm their hope, Chief Justice, Crockett declared, her voice unwavering despite the emotional weight she carried. Roberts, clearly shaken, muttered, Your point's made, his tone strained. The crowd's reaction was instantaneous. Chaos erupted in the gallery. Court officers scrambled as the internet prepared to explode with clips of the monumental showdown. Crockett's impassioned plea, connecting her fight to the suffering of those she represented, marked the peak of the evening's emotional power, leaving Roberts visibly affected and in tears. The night's intensity reached its peak as Crockett, resolute and unwavering, stood tall, her voice strong as she delivered her final words. I'm their hope, Chief Justice, she said again, her presence commanding the room. Roberts wiped his eyes, unable to hide his emotions. The gallery reacted with thunderous applause, some crying, others chanting her name in support. The energy in the room was contagious, and every second was captured on live cameras as the moment went viral. Some in the crowd rushed forward, holding up their phones to capture Crockett's victorious stance, while others wept openly, shouting, She's their voice! The room had become a whirlwind of emotion, with Roberts sitting in stunned silence. His tear-streaked face was a stark contrast to the fire and passion of Crockett's words. The courtroom had borne witness to a historical shift, and the reverberations of Crockett's triumph would be felt long after the night ended. What made this moment so explosive wasn't simply the tears, but Crockett's raw and unyielding power. "My fight's bigger than your fine," her final words resonated, leaving the gallery roaring with approval. Robert's pause, his head bowed, sparked murmurs of disbelief as the internet exploded with clips of his tear-filled reaction, marking Crockett's triumphant truth as the defining force of the evening. Social media exploded with reactions. One post reading, "She owns the court," as millions watched the loop of emotion unfold. Insiders revealed that the court allowed the moment to reverberate, recognizing the historical significance of Crockett's stand. In the immediate aftermath, Crockett's team gathered around her, sources hinting that she let out a deep breath, knowing the fight was much larger than any fine. "I spoke for them," she whispered with quiet conviction, while aides shielded her from reporters, the gallery still buzzing in the background. Roberts, now visibly composed but shaken, steadied himself, his voice soft but resolute as he tried to regain control of the moment. The night ended with a smoldering triumph for Crockett, her impact undeniable. Online, the response was overwhelming. Posts like "Crockett moves Roberts to tears" and "She's a legend" went viral, with analysts noting how Crockett had flipped the courtroom in her favor. Her victory was now sealed, and the ripple effects of her words spread across social media, igniting a firestorm of support. Her plea had ignited a blaze, propelling her advocacy to new heights. The courtroom's emotional turbulence left a lasting imprint, turning the clash into a cultural phenomenon. Crockett's presence after the victory was nothing short of powerful. As she left, her words, "I spoke for them," whispered with determination, signaled the depth of her conviction. Aides shielded her from the swarm of reporters while the gallery buzzed in awe. Her tweet was the spark that lit the digital world on fire. "The people's voice won't be fined," Crockett posted, earning 400,000 likes and flooding social media with replies. Clips of Roberts' tearful reaction went viral as millions replayed Crockett's speech. One viral thread read, "Crockett's a legend," as memes flooded TikTok and Instagram, marking her victory as a defining moment. Critics tried to diminish the moment, but the momentum was undeniable. Roberts' camp stayed calm, but sources revealed a shift in his demeanor. His next appearance was marked by quiet introspection, his vulnerability evident but unspoken, pulling new attention to the judiciary. Crockett's words had left a lasting impact. The internet exploded with support for Crockett, with posts celebrating her as an unbreakable force for the people. "She broke him," one observer declared, while analysts predicted a surge in her political influence. Her brand had been solidified, her advocacy now at the forefront of public discourse. Experts noted that the judiciary would now face increased scrutiny and potential change, with Crockett's stand paving the way for a new era of emotional engagement. This moment was far from over. Crockett had reshaped the conversation, and her next move would set the stage for a powerful future.